Ever feel like you're constantly switching banks, chasing the next best thing? We've all been there. But what happens when the next big thing suddenly isn't? Today, we're diving into the curious case of Neon Bank. Remember them? They burst onto the scene with vibrant colors, promises of a seamless digital experience, and a fresh take on banking. So, what happened? Why did so many people, initially drawn to its innovative approach, eventually stop using Neon Bank? Neon Bank's initial appeal was undeniable. They targeted a younger, tech-savvy audience, offering features that traditional banks seemed to lag behind on. Think sleek mobile apps, instant notifications, and a focus on user experience. They were the disruptors, the cool kids on the block, and for a while, it worked. People flocked to them, eager to embrace the future of banking. But like many things that glitter, the shine eventually wore off. One of the primary reasons people abandoned Neon Bank was a lack of consistent profitability. Building a sustainable banking model is incredibly complex. Neon, like many fintech startups, focused heavily on growth and user acquisition, often at the expense of immediate profits. This meant they were burning through cash, hoping to achieve scale and eventually become profitable. However, that profitability proved elusive. This lack of financial stability started to worry customers. After all, trust is paramount in the banking industry. When people start to question the long-term viability of their bank, they understandably become nervous. Another contributing factor was the increasing competition in the digital banking space. Neon wasn't the only player in the game for long. Traditional banks started to up their digital game, offering similar features and improved mobile experiences. Other fintech companies emerged, each vying for a piece of the pie. This meant that Neon's unique selling points, the things that initially attracted customers, became less distinctive. They were no longer the only option, and in some cases, they weren't even the best option anymore. Furthermore, some users reported issues with customer service. While Neon's digital interface was generally praised, their customer support sometimes fell short. Long wait times, difficulty resolving issues, and a lack of personalized assistance were common complaints. In a world where customer experience is king, this was a significant drawback. People expect quick and efficient support, especially when it comes to their finances. When that expectation isn't met, it's easy to see why customers would look elsewhere. Beyond these specific issues, there's a broader trend at play. The fintech landscape is constantly evolving. What's innovative today can be outdated tomorrow. Customers are always looking for the next best thing, the platform that offers the most value and the best experience. Neon, despite its initial promise, struggled to keep up with this rapid pace of change. They faced challenges in maintaining their competitive edge and adapting to the evolving needs of their customers. In the cutthroat world of finance, standing still is akin to falling behind. So, the story of Neon Bank serves as a cautionary tale. It highlights the challenges of disrupting the traditional banking industry and the importance of building a sustainable business model. It demonstrates that flashy features and a slick interface are not enough. Ultimately, customers want stability, reliability, and excellent service. When those core elements are missing, even the most promising fintech startup can struggle to survive. With said, thanks for watching, and until next time.